In the headlines, protesters in Abuja demand concrete action to end insecurity as security operatives disperse procession in Katsina. Villagers in Niger State abandon farms for fear of abduction. President Buhari nominates new minister, INEC, NPC commissioners, others. And on the foreign scene, 50 killed, houses burnt in Haiti explosion as government declares 3 days of mourning. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in detail. At least one person is reportedly shot dead while dozens of travelers abducted when bandits blocked the Kaduna-Zaria highway in Kaduna State. Reports say the incident happened around Mawai village, also known as Gonar Magajangari, on Monday night, killing one Sani Dogara heading for Kaduna from Zaria. According to reports, several motorists alighting from their vehicles in confusion ran on foot into bushes. The scene of the incident is about 15 kilometers from Zaria. Meanwhile, at least 20 villagers have been abducted by bandits in Wurno local government area of Sokoto State. Reports say the bandits carried out simultaneous attacks Sunday night in Kwasare and Chacho villages. Operatives of the Department of State Services and the police have dispersed protesters in Katsina who took to the streets over the spate of killings in the state and other parts of the country. The protesters had converged on Kofar Soro roundabout, Emir's Palace, before the arrival of the security operatives. Comrade Bashir Dauda, Sabwar Ungwa, National Secretary of the Muryat Talaka, one of the conveners of the protest, told journalists that the protest is meant to draw the attention of government to arrest the situation before it gets out of control. He said nobody is safe, even those living in the cities, citing the gruesome murder of the Katsina State Commissioner for Science and Technology, Dr. Rabi Nasser, as example. He added that the strategy used by the security agents had failed, as they always wait for the attack only to be on the defensive side. Another protester, Jamila Abbas, said as a mother and wife, women are at the receiving end of insecurity. But the police and DSS operatives eventually dispersed the protesters. The public relations officer of the police, SP Gambo Isa, could not be reached to comment on why security operatives stopped the peaceful protest. Last week, one of the conveners of a similar protest in Kano backed down after an invitation from the DSS. Meanwhile, Governor Aminu Masari led Katsina elders to meet President Muhammadu Buhari over worsening insecurity ravaging the state. It's been 5 days since the protesters first gathered to demand concrete action from government to address rising insecurity across states in northern Nigeria. The protest is gaining momentum in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with protesters gathering again at Unity Fountain, vehemently pressing home their demands for peace in the country. Chijoke Okafo reports.
Enough is enough!
Enough is enough. These words were repeatedly chanted by members of a coalition created for the sole purpose of demanding peace and security in northern Nigeria and beyond. The protest earlier kicked off in Abuja on Friday, 10th December, and has since spread to other parts of the country. Unlike most protests where violence ensues, these activists are going about it peacefully, yet fiercely passing across a strong message of dissatisfaction in the security situation of the country.
People are being killed every now and then, in the day, in the night, in the evening. Women are being raped. Children are being killed. We are tired of what is happening. We are tired of what is happening. President Muhammadu Buhari, we didn't vote Adesina, we didn't vote Garba Shehu. We voted for you, come out and address us. We are disappointed with you. We are not happy the way you are governing this country. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe.
With numerous hashtags including hashtag Northern Lives Matter, hashtag Secure Our Lives, and hashtag North is Bleeding, amongst others. These words represent the devastating cries for help from different sections of the northern part of Nigeria. They say women are being raped, children are molested, and men are killed in cold blood all over the north.
Do you know how many women are being raped on a daily basis? Do you know how many mothers? Do you know how many offers we have now? If they are telling you that nothing is happening, they are lying. We are out to tell you the truth, Baba.
The protesters are challenging the federal government and security agencies to step up and protect the lives and property of the citizenry. This is coming as killings, kidnappings and banditry have intensified in the country over time.
We are not going to be tired until we get proper response, until we get people to tell us exactly what they are doing to curtail this. We are going to start sending letters to all these officials, and we will ask them specific questions. What I'm asking today in public is going to continue. Those incidences, we will inquire about what people did, what officials did, and what actions the government is taking, and what actions are they planning in the future.
As the hashtag North is Bleeding protest intensifies across states in northern Nigeria, the conveners of this protest have once again gathered at the Unity Fountain in the heart of Nigeria's capital city to demand peace and stability across northern Nigeria. It's been 5 days since the protest kicked off, and up till now, there has not been any comment from the federal government or even any state government. And according to the protesters, they are going to carry on with this for as long as the North continues to bleed and for as long as the leaders continue to remain silent. Chijoke Okafo, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Residents of Tungambari in Mashegu local government area of Niger State, where 15 worshippers were killed by armed bandits last Wednesday, say they no longer go to farms for fear of being killed or abducted for ransom by bandits. A nursing mother is among the 19 people killed. Daily Trust reporter Abubakar, who visits the village, sends this report.
People of Tungambari have not yet come to terms with the recent horrible and traumatic experience that has left them in frustration. The eyes were red and the lips were begging to narrate a lot about the last attack in the mosque that led to the death of at least 15 worshippers. The locals said for the past few months, they go to the farm to harvest their crops in fear because bandits strike at will, kill and kidnap people on their farms. The situation is made worse by the lack of mobile network in the area and deplorable nature of access roads connecting the communities to the highway. In Tungambari, the signs of frustration and emotional trauma are visible since the incident of last Wednesday when 15 worshippers were killed.
Mutane ne wanda ke kwance wurin har karfe 7 da minti 20 suna cikin garin gaba su fita ba sun je nan sun ka wuce sun ka je can bakin inda sun ka rage mutane suka kashe mutum 3 sun ka wuce sauran mata da namiji guda su 9 an ka tura su zo gida a kai wa'ancan na daji a tsoko ga wasu kuma bisa da sun kwanta mutane ko da an je wurin duka su wata banna ce sai aka ce to a basu sai zuwa an jima a ji a kuku gaba.
Ina da yaron da ke zuwa gonar sarki suna aiki suna daga cikin waɗanda fulanin daji sun ka zo sun ka iske sun ka kashe ba su ji ba su gani ba wani dalilin komi su kashe shi
shekaran shi nawa?
Yana da shekara 28 yana da yaro da biyu raye a duniya.
A resident, Muhammad Garba, said the bandits operated unchallenged between 5 a.m. till after 7 a.m., moving from house to house after killing 11 people in the mosque. Tungambari village has been attacked less than 2 months after Mazakuka, where 18 worshippers were killed in the same manner in a mosque. Mazakuka, Adogan Malang, and other communities in Mashegu have been experiencing a series of banditry attacks that led to the killing of many in recent times. Just as dozens were feared dead, some kidnapped and some others injured at Tungambari while they were performing the morning prayers in the mosque.
A health worker and a water factory manager kidnapped last month in Tegina, Rafi local government area of Niger State, have been killed by their captors who had collected 8 million naira ransom for their release. Premium Times also reports that the bandits have also asked for a 20 million naira ransom and a smartphone to release the corpses and the remaining victims in their captivity. The health worker and resident of Tegina, Sani Garba, who is the officer in charge of immunization in Rafi local government area, is among the 4 residents kidnapped at Tegina on November 14 at a water factory, as well as the factory manager, Kasim Ulawang. Recall about 90 of the 136 students of the Salihu Tanko Islamia School were released on August 26 after their parents reportedly paid 60 million naira in cash and 5 new motorcycles. Weeks before that incident, bandits had also kidnapped scores of students from a public secondary school in Kagara in the same area. Armed bandits have killed hundreds of people and displaced thousands of others in the state in the last few years. The state government says at least over 151,380 people, mostly peasant farmers, were displaced in the last 2 years in the state. Nigerian Army says its troops killed 6 Boko Haram members in a gun battle at Sabongari in Madagali local government area of Adamawa State. Acting General Officer Commanding 7th Division Nigerian Army Brigadier General Abdul Wahab Eitayo stated this in an interview with News Agency of Nigeria in Maiduguri. Eitayo said the troops of 28 Task Force Brigade Operation Hatankai achieved the feat while acting on credible intelligence that some insurgents were making advancement for attack. According to him, the troops ambushed the terrorists, killing 6 of them, while several others escaped with fatal gunshot wounds in the encounter and recovered 2 gun trucks, 2 anti-aircraft guns, 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 magazines, among others. Department of State Services on Tuesday raised alarm over plots by those it described as subversive elements to recruit some students who will be going home for vacation into banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, financial crimes, and other crimes. The spokesman of the Secret Police, Peter Afunanya, stated this in Abuja at a press briefing. He noted that aside students, members of the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly on recess and other public and private sector workers on vacation may also be targets. According to the DSS, the sponsors of kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, insurgency, and all kinds of attacks on security agents, civilians, and vulnerable populations have crossed the lines, and that the personnel of the service won't hesitate to deal with them. He also warned politicians, religious and opinion leaders to guard their utterances ahead of the 2023 general election, saying it will deal decisively with anybody that attempts to destabilize peace in the country. You're still watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break, how blacksmithing creates fortune in Gombe State. Do stay with us.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trust News Update on Trust TV. A look at some of our top stories. Operatives of the Department of State Services and the police have dispersed protesters in Katsina who took to the streets over the spate of killings in the state and other parts of the country. Plus, residents of Tungambari in Mashegu local government area of Niger State, where 15 worshippers were killed by armed bandits last Wednesday, say they no longer go to farms for fear of being killed or abducted for ransom by bandits. To more news, United Kingdom has taken all 11 countries off England's travel red list. The Health Secretary, Sajid Javid, announced that the statement will be made official on Wednesday. The Health Secretary has set out in Parliament the rationale for ending the travel red list, saying that as the new variant is spreading in the UK, travel restrictions are now less effective in slowing the incursion of Omicron from abroad. The decision means England will no longer require hotel quarantine for travelers from Angola, Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. However, testing measures, a pre-arrival negative test, and then another PCR test after arrival remains in place for all travelers. At least 475 persons have been convicted and sentenced to various jail terms between September and November 2021 following charges filed against them by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at federal high courts across the country. The Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, Femi Babafemi, stated this in a statement issued to newsmen on Tuesday. According to the statement, the figure represents a portion of the over 1,000 traffickers that were jailed between January and November for drug offenses, while in September, a total of 73 persons were convicted, with Jigawa State recording the highest figure of 15 convicts, followed by Adamawa 14 and the Federal Capital Territory with 11. Meanwhile, Chairman and Chief Executive of NDLEA, Buba Marwa, has commended the various state commands and the Directorates of Prosecution and Legal Services of the agency for their commitment in diligent prosecution of cases filed in courts against drug offenders, noting that such will go a long way to strengthen the deterrence effect of the work of the agency. President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Nigerian Senate seeking the confirmation of a ministerial nominee, Ma'azu Sambo, from Taraba State. This is contained in a letter read on the floor by President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, at the commencement of Tuesday's plenary. Sambo replaces the former Minister of Power, Saleh Mamman, who was removed last September, along with Sabo Nanono, ex-agriculture minister. Buhari, in his letter, urged the Senate to screen and confirm the nominee for appointment.
Of Nigeria. Copy of his CV is attached herewith. It is my hope that this submission will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate. Please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
President Buhari also nominated 6 national commissioners and 1 resident electoral commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission.
For the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, pursuant to paragraph 14 of Part 1 of the 3rd Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I hereby forward for the confirmation by the Senate the appointment of the underlisted nominees as National Commissioners and Resident Electoral Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Malam Mohammed Haruna, Niger State, North Central National Commissioner. Mrs. May Agbamu Chembu, Delta State, South National Commissioner. Ukiagu Kenneth Nnamdi, Abia State, Southeast National Commissioner. Major General A.B. Alkali, retired, Adamawa State, Northeast National Commissioner. Engineer Professor Rhoda H. Gumus, Bayelsa State, South-South, National Commissioner. Mr. Sam Olumekun, Ondo State, Southwest, National Commissioner. Olani Olale Ijalaye, Ondo State, Southwest, Resident Electoral Commissioner. The curricula vitae for the nominees are attached herewith. While trusting that the Senate will favorably consider this request and confirm the nominees in the usual expeditious manner, please accept the single Senate President the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
The President further nominated 5 commissioners for the National Population Commission, including Engineer Benedict Opong, Akwa Ibom State, Gloria Izofo, Bayelsa State, Patricia O. Iyayan Kuchi, Benue State, Dr. Bala Haliru, Kebbi State, and Dr. Iyataya Oyetumbi, Oyo State. Managing Director of the PortHarcourt Electricity Distribution Company, Dr. Henry Ajagbawa, has called for consolidated legislation to tackle electricity theft and vandalism. Ajagbawa said this during a media parley at the PHED headquarters in PortHarcourt, capital of Rivers State. The report.
The Managing Director of the PortHarcourt Electricity Distribution, Henry Ajagbawa, said the essence is for suspects to face trial on the speedy dispensation of justice, hence reducing the cases of offense and deterring others from committing such acts. He said the company will leave nothing unturned to arrest and prosecute anyone found culprit in deliberate diversion of electricity with the intention of avoiding payment of bill or vandalizing properties of the company.
Even if we do all the metering in Nigeria today, that all our customers are fully metered, will the problem go away? It's unlikely, because a significant part of our metered customers are on bypass. Customers have mastered the act of bypass. A man has a meter, he does not vent for 6 months or 1 year. Who does that? Where does he get the energy from? This is the dilemma we face in the industry. And I say one of the greatest things we can do for this industry is to come out with a focused, consolidated legislation on energy theft that is very focused on the nature of energy theft, the consequence of energy theft, and most importantly, a fast-track judicial administration process that defines a period, a finite period, under which the cases should be dispensed with. The battle is on, and we'll continue with that, because we know that the sustenance of this business depends on how we win that war against meter bypass. Because eventually, when all customers are metered, we'll need to deal with the meter bypass issue.
Ajagbawa condemned the act of some people bypassing the meter, saying it's an act of sabotage, corruption, and defrauding the company of electricity consumed. The PHED boss called for the cooperation of the general public in the payment of electricity bill, stressed the need for everyone to pay for the electricity consumed in order to win war against energy theft.
One of the things we have done here is to articulate policies that addresses the welfare of our people. We believe clearly that our people is the bedrock of whatever we do here, any which way you like it. But people are well catered for, and they see a long-term engagement with the institution. They are likely to give in all their best. We have bought PPEs, close to 800 or 1,000 PPEs, the full gear for our staff. In fact, it's a policy. A linesman who climbs a pole without the full gear is going to face a disciplinary committee for illegal act. Our focus is where we see customers are actually paying, and they complain that their transformer is giving problem. We have challenged various customers that have come here to complain that they are not getting good supply, transformer is bad. I tell them back, give me an assurance of 100% payment, I will give you a new transformer in 24 hours.
He, however, commended governors across the states of coverage for their commitment in ensuring the stability and sustainability of the disco.
And finally, on the foreign scene, Haitian authorities say at least 50 people have been killed and 20 houses set ablaze in a fuel tanker explosion in the northern city of Cap Haitien. The city's deputy mayor, Patrick Almanor, said the truck driver lost control as it swerved to avoid a motorcycle taxi and the tanker flipped over. As rescue workers cleaned up in the aftermath of the explosion, bodies covered in white sheets lay on the ground before they were loaded into trucks to be taken away. Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry said the explosion left dozens injured, adding that 3 days of national mourning will be declared throughout the land in memory of the victims of this tragedy, which has devastated the whole Haitian nation. With that, we wrap up Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Dashin Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.